Strong looks different for each of us, and it's time to put focus on our unique journeys that get us there. This space created weekly is for athletes to improve their mindset in order to better navigate challenges that come up in sport and in different seasons of life. On this show, we ask the questions that lead to better answers and have the conversations that truly matter. This is the Becoming Your Strong podcast. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Becoming Your Strong podcast. This episode. I feel so deeply that it's going to be such a good one. So I'm excited to have you here today for this. But before we jump into this I'm sure what will be emotional, vulnerable, incredibly raw, real episode, let's talk about the Becoming Your Strong moment of the week. So I am personally just so proud of this individual, and I get the opportunity to work alongside her every day at work. This is someone that I've admired since I've started. I think that she is just incredibly strong in all the ways. She is a mom of 2 young kiddos. She left her last CrossFit job to come here and tried to find success as a coach. And by here, I mean at Pursuit. And I've had the opportunity to watch her grow over the last year while I've been there. And this past weekend, she was awarded Coach of the Year for nothing but incredible reasons. But I'm not bringing this up because I want to shout out like her Coach of the Year award that she got. Like, that is absolutely amazing. What I'm most proud of her for are the things that are happening behind the scenes. And I just happened to be in the room with her when she was having a conversation. And I could tell that she was sort of being brought to her knees a little bit, just because she's seeing so much success right now. It puts certain demands and obstacles in her way, right? Like, we've chased this success all the time, and she's someone that's finally getting it. And now there's certain things that are coming to her plate that are like, okay, like, this sucks. I don't want to do this. And so I just came in on the conversation with her because she had decided she needed to start saying no to certain things. And just certain things weren't worth her time anymore. And so I've told her, I've only been doing this for 5 years, but if there's anything that I've learned in the last 5 years, it's how to protect your peace. That protecting your peace is one of the most important things to do ever, right? And sometimes that means you have to do the scary thing and you have to do the hard thing by saying no and by choosing what's ultimately best for you. And while that is such a tough thing to do, I could tell that it really hit her and that she took action from that right away. And so I wanted to share that moment because I think a lot of us that listen to this podcast, we're go-getters and we're chasing that success all the time. And at some point, we're going to finally get a little taste of it. And it is important, whether or not you actually see the success or whether you get a taste of it, or maybe you're not even seeing the success at all right now. Maybe you're actually being held back by this, but it is important and it is within your best interest to protect your peace, to figure out what those boundaries are, to say no, even when it's like, well, if I took on this client, like, I would be a little bit more stable financially, or like whatever the case is, right? Because I know as a trainer, like, that's definitely a situation that I have encountered before. A lot of us have that are in the fitness industry, right? So whatever that looks like for you, I ask you to question, what are the things in your life right now that are really not serving you and are therefore not allowing for you to really feel and seek out that peace from day to day? There should always be a level of discomfort, but good discomfort, right? That's challenging you and making you grow. There shouldn't be things that are swallowing up your time that are not allowing for you to flourish. And I think that's the fine line that we really need to look at is, are you flourishing or you feel like you're drowning? So just a great opportunity to remind yourself to protect your peace, to say yes and to say no, and to put your energy into the right things and places and people that are going to do that. So I just wanted to shout her out for that because she's in the middle of such a great run of success, and she's getting ahead of it by saying, I can't operate this way, and I need to be picky with my time. So hopefully that hits for someone today. Let's now talk about what I wanted to talk about this week. I had a moment last week. It was February 5th. So just a few days ago, where I looked down at my phone and I saw the date, and it hit me that it had been 4 months since my heart got completely shattered, since my world at that time felt like it came crashing down. And for those of you that have been following along in the journey over the last 4 to 6 months, you will know what I mean by that. And it has been one hell of a journey. It has been thriving in ways that I never thought that I could possibly thrive, achieving things that, again, I couldn't fathom it. And it's also been its fair share of lows too. Just feeling lonely, feeling depressed, not knowing why I'm feeling so emotional, but having to go through it anyways, right? It's just been a lot of things. And flash forward to this past weekend, I'm getting acknowledged for an incredible award from my leadership team, the Pursuit of Excellence. They voted on it as a leadership team, and at our annual kickoff kind of holiday party thing, they awarded me with it. And I was just utterly shook, truly, for a lot of reasons. You can go read that post on my Instagram if you'd like, but it just, it made me realize how freaking strong I've been over the last, not only 4 months, but arguably the last handful of years of my life. Like, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. And so just after taking time to reflect on these things, I felt inspired to do a podcast on how heartbreak can truly set you up for greatness. It's this concept of how like setbacks are truly your biggest comebacks. I believe that to my core. I've experienced that way too many times to not to. And so I wanted to share 3 of my biggest heartbreaks that I've experienced over the last couple of years, and ultimately what I've learned from them and how they've built me, so that if you find yourself right now or maybe in the future in a season of heartbreak, you can maybe listen to this podcast or remember this podcast and know that it's not the end of the road for you, that your world's not like truly crashing down, the sky's not falling. Like, you are strong and you will make it through. So the first heartbreak, we're going to time travel back all the way to 2018, where I was in a pit, like in the deepest of pits, dark, depressed, ugly time of my life, where I was with someone that truly made me a monster and made me question so much about myself. I was incredibly unhealthy, and I stopped taking care of myself, not just physically to the point where I was severely overweight, but mentally and emotionally, I was just a wreck. I remember these 2 moments. There was, they happened actually really close next to each other, but I went to a yoga studio at the time that I was trying to like lose weight along with dating this individual. And something had happened the night before where we got into a really crazy fight, and I felt like it was all of my fault, and like I was never going to survive. And he threatened to leave, and I was like, no, like I can't be lonely again. Like I cannot be alone. That would be literally the death of me. And so I like tried to get him to stay and things of that sort, right? Like just not good. And so I remember like sitting in this yoga studio, like called out sick from work because my eyes were so puffy and I like couldn't pull myself together. And I just like sat there in the corner up against the mirror, and I just bawled and I wept and I bawled. Thank goodness for the people that owned that place that allowed for me to do that in that moment when I needed to do it most after a class. But it was truly terrifying to like feel that broken and to feel that lost. And then I remember like a couple days after that, I went bridesmaid dress shopping with one of my best friends at the time. And that was such a big moment for me where I realized that I needed to do something. I was in a dressing room and my dresses, like I thought I was a certain size. Apparently I wasn't. I was zipping things up and they were like starting to break or they like wouldn't fit. Like it just was such a terrifying experience to do alone and to like look into the mirror and not even know who's staring back at you, like feeling completely lost. Like that was heartbreak. That was utter like shit show of my life. But it was in that moment where I finally was like, I have had enough. This can't be it for my life. It can't be. There's got to be something more. And so that heartbreak quite literally turned my life around. If you find yourself in this spot right now, maybe not in the same exact like context as me, I don't want you to beat yourself up, because what this taught me being at this rock bottom is that sometimes you have to hit it in order to really want it, to want something different, to find your why strong enough to keep you moving forward in the opposite direction. Don't beat yourself up if you find yourself there. Use this story and this example to inspire you to take a different path. Also, maybe someone you love is in this spot where you're watching them just completely diminish. Let them. And that breaks my heart to say that, because it is one of the hardest things to watch someone else go through, but you have to let them. As someone that went through it, people around me had to let me go through it. I tried for years, you guys, to save people as a coach, to not hit the rock bottom. Hey, work with me and I'll save you before you hit rock bottom. Now I'm like, no, they need to. They need to. Because otherwise they're just not going to want it. They're not going to understand. They're going to do something for a few weeks, and then once the honeymoon phase ends, it's done. It's over. The motivation's gone. Let them hit it. Let yourself hit it. Obviously within safe regards. And I think you know what I mean by that. But you have to go to that place. You have to. Otherwise, it's not going to be nearly as much, when you're in between a rock and a hard spot and you don't know what decision to make. If you have not hit that, you will struggle to make the right decision. And also, I can tell you the view from the top, now having it be 5 to 6 years later, like, God, I don't regret that moment in my life ever. I don't regret how many tears I cried, how much pain I was in. I don't regret a single bit of it, because it made me me, and it made me freaking strong, and it made me realize just how beautiful life is and just how short we are on time. And I want to spend as many moments as I can living my life full out. So let them hit it and realize that it's going to teach you more and it's going to give you more than anything you could have ever imagined, truly. The second heartbreak that I think is worth sharing is, I'm kind of laughing a little bit at this one because I'm like, do I share this one? Because it kind of sounds like, I don't know the word for it. I'll just share it. It's fine. So after I'd lost a bunch of weight, I went on this rampage of like, I'm going to live my best life. And along the way, I was introduced to Ninja Warrior, which is one of the coolest sports out there ever. And I got to be a monkey for a handful of years of my life. I got to coach it. I got to do it. I got the call to be on American Ninja Warrior. I got to compete it for 2 seasons. I got to test for a season. Like, it was such a blast, guys. Such a blast. 2 years in a row after competing, I never, ever, ever got televised. Ever. And I remember the second year that I went on, and I was like, please, like, just choose me this time, right? Like, I have such an incredible story that needs to be shared with people that is going to create true impact. Like, please just choose this story. And for 2 years in a row, they didn't. I was good enough to make it on the actual like set and record and be put through interviews and touch the obstacles, right? And do all the things. But I never got airtime. No one ever got to see that I was up there. For God's sakes, I never even got photos. They took photos of me. I never even got photos. I got nothing, you guys. And it wrecked me. It wrecked me so hard. And I think, actually, I know it's because it tapped into this feeling of like not being good enough. Like, oh, just another thing in my life that I'm not good enough for. I remember questioning, when was it ever going to be my moment? When was it ever going to just be my time to finally shine in this way? And it was just one ordinary day, had gotten done like recording my podcast and just doing my normal online coaching stuff, checking in with clients, all the things, and just getting these messages from people randomly about how I show up and what I post and something that I said on the podcast, right? How it impacted them. And I realized that I don't need a stage to create impact, to do what I was put on this earth to do. I have that opportunity every single day to make impact by just showing up and courageously sharing my truth. The bigger picture that I'm trying to get at here is that we are waiting for that chance to come. We are waiting for the opportunity, for the moment, for that perfect thing to say, okay, it is your turn. Go for it. Well, I'm telling you just to create it. Why wait for it when you can create it? I wanted to be a keynote speaker so badly. I put it on my vision board. I did all the things, guys. And I felt stuck because I was like, I didn't know how I was going to get there. Well, I started a podcast and I used my social media platform to do just that. And 3 years later, now I have a podcast that is being listened to by people all across the world and is changing lives every single day, right? I didn't need to wait for someone to write me a check or give me a big contract or deal to go and do that. This is my stage right here. I created my own stage and I love it, arguably. I'm sitting here in my pajamas right now, freaking love it. Because it's exactly what I want to do and the impact that I want to create. Right now I'm in the pursuit of wanting to become a trainer that focuses on endurance sports, hybrid sports, working with runners. So instead of like waiting for the right things to align, I said, screw it. In the middle of the mayhem that's my life right now, I'm going to just go and get a certification or two. And I'm going to start doing free gait analysis around the gym with people that I see running and see if I can help them, right? And just try and create my reputability, increase my credibility with them. Stop waiting for someone or something to tell you to go, that this is your chance, that this is your moment. Just jump in. Because if you continue to wait, you are going to wait for a very, very, very long time. This is your signal to create the opportunity yourself. And will it be like exactly how you imagined? Maybe not. But could it be better? For sure. Absolutely. I would say, like, again, arguably right now, like getting to spend my Monday afternoons behind a microphone in my pajamas with a snuggly puppy next to me, like pouring my heart out to people, like it's freaking awesome. It's better than I could have imagined. I love what I do. So this is just your signal to go out there and create that opportunity now. Stop waiting for the right perfect moment to happen. And that honestly takes me perfectly into the last heartbreak, which is the one that I basically started the talk off with, which is the ending of my relationship that happened a couple months back. I truly thought that me and this individual, like that was it. This is endgame. Like this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. I deep down felt that. And the moment that I was told that I was not seen as the long-term partner, they were struggling to see me as that, is like the biggest hurt and the biggest suck that probably could have happened in the last couple of years. After all of this work that I've done on myself, the person that I've become, the lessons that I've learned, even just like my want and my drive to always be better in all aspects of my life, it killed me. Because in that moment, it's like, when am I ever going to be enough? When is someone going to just finally fucking choose me? And then I realized I have to stop waiting for people to choose me. The reason why I'm not being chosen is because I haven't chose myself. And that was a really, really big lesson for me that I have been really keeping close to home over the last 4 months as I've navigated this. Moving out of the house that I was in, moving up north to an area that I went to school up here, but I don't have my friends and family up here. They're all down south, right? Like, it was scary for me, and living on my own again, having to be alone again, all that, it's just terrifying. Now here I am thriving because I'm finally, for the first time in so many years, choosing myself instead of waiting for other people to choose me. And it's not a linear process. It's really messy. It really is. But by asking myself the simple question every day before I go to bed, how did I choose me today? Or even thinking in the morning, how am I going to choose myself today? Those are the simple things that have kept me aligned to who I want to be and what I want to accomplish and what's most important. Here's the other thing that moment taught me is that, like, life is freaking short. Time is short. And I could either spend it wallowing in depression of the fact that I'm not married at 31 years old, almost 32, when I thought that I would be, and all the things would be happening for me. Like, I'm a good person. Why am I not loved yet? This person never told me that he loved me, ever, for the 1.5 years that we were together. Like, trying to fathom all that was insane. I realized that I could wallow in all of that. Or I can just use the time that's already so limited and just create the life that I wanted. I don't need to have anyone by my side to do that. Yeah, that might sound slightly depressing, but it's really not. I have so much to offer and so much to give, and I'm going to start by giving that back to myself, because I didn't. I haven't, and it's time to. And I have no doubt in my mind that as I continue to do this, the right person's going to walk into my life. I have zero doubt in it. The person that's going to truly appreciate me. And it's not going to be like the finally moment. It's going to be a bonus. It's going to be an addition, because I am already so, like, just in love with myself and accepting myself, right? Like that person, that moment in my life is going to be an addition. It's going to be a bonus. And ultimately, this is what I want to leave you with today is heartbreaks. They hurt. They suck. But they are 100% necessary, and they are also temporary. What you learn from them will be some of the most important building blocks that create a life that you truly desire. Don't live life afraid of having your heart broken. Live courageously, knowing that you've made it through 100% of your worst days, and that you're going to make it through this moment too. Thank you guys so much for showing up for you today, and I hope that this episode truly hit home. Be sure to share this with someone that needs to hear the message today. And if you have not already, please also rate and review the podcast, so that way this can continue to get out to those that need to ultimately hear it. But thank you guys for growing with me week to week, and I'll see you guys next week for another episode of Becoming Your Strong. See you then.